You're listening to 91 Reasons, a journey into the twisted landscape of pop culture. Keep your hands and arms inside the podcast at all times. And now, the voice, Jeff Tucker.
Do you ever do something as a kid and you think, I'm the only one that's ever done this? And then you find out that everybody has done what you've done? It's true. I was, you ever put together like a big puzzle, like a 500-piece puzzle or a 1,000-piece puzzle or a 2,000-piece puzzle? When I was a kid, I would always take a piece and hide it. That way, I got to be the person who put the last piece in. And I thought, God, I am so clever doing that. No one's ever thought of doing that. And then you find out everybody does that. So it's one of those things where when you're putting a puzzle together, you're looking at the box, you're looking at the puzzle, and you start with the edges, and then you sort of build your way in. And then if you find like a face or the dog's head or a sign that's got letters, you put those aside because I know exactly where those are going to go. They're not just random bushes or sky or anything. And as the puzzle gets more and more completed, you can see how far you have to go. Writing a book isn't like that at all. Not even close. And when you're putting it together, writing it's one thing. And I know that when I finished my first novel, and I decided to add the wraparound story of Josie, I got to near the end, and I had just like a wave, like almost physical. I could feel it wash over me, like, oh my God, I'm about to finish my first novel, like the first draft. And that's such a big deal, especially 500 pages, because at any point you could just stop. There's nothing making you do it except your inner drive. I'm not contracted with anybody to deliver these books. These are just for me and for the people that read them. And so when I finished the first one, there was that big moment of I'm about to finish. And then I finished and it felt great. And then the editing process began and the publishing process began. And then I was foolish enough to do it again. And that's when the sequel book, I wrote in the wrong format. So not only did I write it, but I overwrote it. And it turned out to be many, many pages longer than it should have been. So then it got split into 2 books. So this is theoretically my 3rd novel, but it's actually my 4th because I split 2 into 2. And I finished a few months ago, and it felt really good to finish. I knew exactly where I was going. I've become a much more seasoned writer, having put together the first 3 installments in the series. And I'm more confident as a writer. And that's everything, right? You just want to be confident. You want to put these scenes down and know that later on I'm not going to have to, delete them or shuffle them around unless there's a major problem with the plot. But by book 4, I know the characters. I know the situations. I know the tone and the tempo of the book. So putting it together was a little easier. And but I didn't have that last puzzle piece moment of click, oh, the picture is now clear. It happens more like accident. It's just accidentally. My former boss at work, she retired, Julie Owens, took the proof copy and she edited it for looking for the most common thing I do is missing words. I type so fast that sometimes I'll forget to, the, and, I, that sort of thing. And she finds all of those. And then we find all of the spelling errors or the different word usage. The most common one in this one is I use the word wavered a lot. He wavered. The gun wavered. The weapon wavered. And that's W-A-V-E-R-E-D, not W-A-I-V-E-R-E-D. So I learned that lesson. And there was a lot of moments in book 4 where I was typing so fast that I got to a reference to either 1, 2, or 3, and I didn't know the exact name of the shop or the person. So in big parentheses, I would write, insert shopkeeper's name from book 1. And then during the editing process, I had to go back and find that person's name. And this is why J.K. Rowling has a whole staff to do this. She has a whole staff that keeps track of all of her wizard names, wizard locations, wizard spells, and all that. I'm just me. So it's infinitely harder for me. I don't have a staff or anything. I have my memory, which you know by listening that it's pretty good. But during the editing process and then putting the book, you take it apart, you put it back together. And the other day, the puzzle was finished completely unexpectedly and quickly. And I looked at the computer for a long time thinking, is the computer joking with me? Does the computer have a sense of humor? Does the computer wear tennis shoes? I don't know. And I got to the end and I had that rush of, with one click, my book is published. It took a long road. I mean, this is Frodo climbing the mountain click to get to that click. But it's there. And this is the 4th time, and it's just as exciting as the first 3. So I hit okay. And I've talked about this before. There's no fanfare, there's no confetti. I remember playing remember when you first got your computer and there wasn't a lot of games on it? Spider Solitaire. And if you win Spider Solitaire, all the cards start flipping around and then, congratulations, you've won. Or I remember some game I played, it had confetti cannon, virtual confetti cannons. And I'm like, that's what that publishing site should do. There should be some sort of, hey, you did it. And instead it just takes you back to the home screen, So I didn't have that moment as the little kid of, aha, I have the last piece in my pocket. And my sister going, well, I have the last piece in my pocket. And us putting the pieces in together and saying, the picture is done. Instead, it was just me. I was alone. And I hit that button and I sat back. And it's very strange. The last book I published was The Infinite Backward, book 3. And that was mid-2013. So we're 2.5 years later. It took a long time to write this 4th book, The Ice Temple. And something that has been with me on a daily basis is now not with me. And anybody who's completed a big project, and that's everybody listening, that's a weird feeling of working on something again and again and again and again. And then suddenly it's finished. Oh, it's finished. And it won't really be finished to me until the first copies arrive, next week. There's that I'm in this weird limbo land of book is finished, don't have finished book. Proof copies don't count. The finished one has a new cover. It has the writer's notes at the end. It has the dedication and all the stuff that I saved to the end. That's quote unquote fun to do. But it's coming. And now I have 4 published books. And that just makes me feel so good. The road ahead is long. Book 5, which finishes my series, will be the most complicated and hardest thing I've ever written in my lifetime. But I'm eager for that. I'm eager for that challenge. I'm eager to find another mountain to climb. And it just feels really good. And those of you who've got a big project looming, you can do it. You can make it to the top. It feels so gratifying to reach the top, whatever it is. I couldn't be more proud of the Ice Temple. It is everything I wanted to be when I started out, which is, that's really rare. for something like that to happen. You know, I had a lot of crazy ideas. Some made it, some didn't. But overall, it's a different book than the first three. My character, Josie, has matured. She's alone, and she doesn't have all of the amazing things that she's had the last few books to help her on her journey. I mean, that's the hero's journey. You give them all these great things, and then you take them away, and you go, you must now walk this road without all of the help that you had before. And how good are you? And can you rise to the occasion? And good heroes do. And Jack Ransom has a task that is almost insurmountable, with a time limit. There's never been a time limit on it before. You know, and writing those two concurrent stories, very difficult, but when I finally got the rhythm going, it was as fun as something like that can be. The Ice Temple, 494 pages. It's available right now on Amazon.com. It just showed up on Amazon yesterday, which, I mean, that's just amazing. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the Amazon pages, the look inside and all that. It's too soon for that, but eventually. It's available $19.99 on Amazon. I'll have signed copies next week or the week after for $25 shipped. If you want one from me, just go to the 91 Reasons page or contact me directly on Facebook. It takes place right after the end of The Infinite Backward. I won't give away all of the story, except to say that Josie has new allies, new adversaries. Miss Wolf is looming bigger than ever before. It takes place 99% in Las Vegas, so we get to soar above the sky, above the casinos, and underneath in the labyrinth layers that lay beneath the casinos. We explore casinos that are new and casinos that are about to be imploded, and it's just a lot of fun, I ran a couple of Kickstarter promotions and had people purchase using their name in the book. So I actually have a lot of people in the book that helped me on Kickstarter. And what's interesting about that is it's not like I just took the name and made a character and slapped the name on it. And instead, in some cases, the notes that they sent me of who they are or who it was for, because some people bought it for other people, really helped dictate and define the character. And I found that so interesting because I didn't think that was going to happen. But you never know where your inspiration is going to come from. And you can't discount any of it because it's all good and you can filter it through and, like panning for gold, sift and sift and sift and suddenly find yourself with immeasurable riches that you didn't know were coming. And I'm very grateful and thankful to all the Kickstarter people. I thank them at the end of the book. They're in the book. And some of them really helped shape the story and the story beats and the surprises. And it's to me, it's a great book. I can't wait to get feedback on it. As of this point on the planet, one person's read it, Julie, and she liked it. And I was concerned because I do take a lot of weird turns in this that I thought might be out of character, but she said no, it's perfectly in character and it's great. And I was, that's high compliment. I mean, she's read every page. She's even read some of the stuff that got edited out from books 1 and 2. So I couldn't be more proud of 4 books now. When when I leave this planet, Amazon will still be around and my books will still be published, and my kids will earn, money every month from people who purchase them. That's a great legacy to leave behind. That makes me feel great. I've planted a flag and said it's going to be here long after I'm gone. They're just silly books about magicians, but to me they're very personal. They're very exciting. As a movie fan, I wrote them to be exciting movies. So eventually somebody will want to option them for the big screen and they'll make really exciting movies. The set pieces are really intricate and exciting and daring and fun, mostly fun. I mean, that's what you want, right? That was the joy of Harry Potter, right? A lot of it was fun, and then it got serious, but there was a lot of fun parts. So, sorry to send you a commercial for this episode, but I just was so excited to get the Ice Temple into people's hands. It's available again on Amazon.com. You can even order it, I think, in a couple of weeks at Barnes & Noble, if you'd rather just go order it and pick it up at Barnes & Noble. Or, like I said, you can order it from me directly if you'd like a signed copy. Just let me know. I have a great episode coming later this week. I can't even begin to describe what it is. I don't want to give it away, but it's something I had to ask permission for. So I got permission, and that episode is coming. It's worth the wait. Once again, you can order all 4 books now on Amazon.com. The Sixth Key, The Lost Station, The Infinite Backward, and brand new this week, The Ice Temple, the continuing story of Jack Ransom and Josie and her job at the Magic Castle has morphed into a globe-trotting career. When we last left her, she was in prison, so you'll have to see how she gets out of jail and tries to clear her name. It's great. Engine 17 is back. All the characters are there. I love every single one of them, and I just love writing these books. It's going to be sad to put a cap in it on book 5. I'm not sure how I'll be able to do that, but I will certainly give it a try. So, hey, thanks for your patience on this episode. Sorry it's a commercial, but I was popping with that kind of news. Thanks for listening to the show and supporting it on Patreon and giving us a review on iTunes or purchasing the books. It all goes to help my family. I couldn't be prouder of either the show or the book. I mean, it's just great. Hope you're having a great holiday season. It's been very busy at my work, and I'll be happy to put the holidays behind us. But everybody has their own special way of celebrating it. And what better way to celebrate it than with a signed, wrapped book under your Christmas tree? Ooh. Hey, I'm Jeff Tucker. I'm the voice, and the show is 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?